What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of See It Like Strev. I got a very special guest coming on today. Me and this dude, we go back some years in our professional journey. He's the all-time leading receiver in Fresno State history. He was drafted to the Arizona Cardinals. That's where our paths crossed. Spent some time with the Eagles, the 49ers, the Falcons, the Bills, and now today, he is one of the best receivers in the CFL. He is absolutely balling for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. The Keesean Johnson. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. Appreciate you having me on here, Strev.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, I remember seeing you come up to the CFL and thinking back to when we were both in Arizona, kind of grinding to make a team together. We ended up playing against each other in the preseason of 2022 when you were in Atlanta. And I just want to let you know, first of all, man, I'm proud of your persistence and the mindset to stay on that road, because anyone that knows about professional football, they know what the real journey looks like. And here you are going into year 8. Is that right? Year 8?
Year 8 of professional ball, man. Year 8, still trekking, still going along.
That's something to be proud of, man. It takes a lot of resilience to go through multiple teams, going to multiple leagues. So, just got a lot of respect for your journey, dude. I just want to say that first and foremost.
Nah, I appreciate that, brother. You know,
Yeah.
you know the grind. You know how it takes you all around the world, and you got to keep going.
You have to. I want to talk about your game a little bit, man. I've thrown you a lot of routes through practice and working out in the offseason and stuff, and now I get to watch you from afar, and I feel like you've just continued to improve through the years. And when I watch you play, you're just smooth, man. You run one of the nicest benders I've ever seen. And look, you're not the biggest guy or the fastest guy in the world, but maybe that's why people overlook you at times. But I've been saying it all season. I believe that you are one of the best receivers in the league. You just consistently show up in big moments, make plays, you catch the ball, you don't even talk trash, you just go back to the huddle. So, where did that work ethic and that mindset initially come from?
Man, it came from the grind. My dad always instilled in me, obviously you're going to have ups and downs in this world of football. You're never going to go through a game that's 100%. So I have so much respect for the game that I just go out there, try to do my job and do it to the highest level. And then I just get back to the huddle and do it again. That's just kind of how I always was raised, and just kind of how take it by day.
I love it, man. You're all business, dude. And you're one of the guys I see just catch the ball, dude. You just score a touchdown, give it a nice little spin on the ground. You just walk off. I'm like, he's smooth, man. He just makes plays and doesn't even say too much about it.
I tell myself I need to celebrate a little more with, with some of the guys, but it's just in the midst of the game, you kind of just, you want to keep going. The game's not over yet, so you want to keep making plays. But I get a couple more celebrations with the guys this year.
I was gonna say, we could get you a little smooth, chill celebration, nothing too crazy, but just something signature. Because you're in the end zone too much to not at least have something.
Exactly. That's something that's in the works. I gotta continue thinking, but that's something that's in the works to get a signature touchdown. Sometimes some type of celebration.
Yeah, maybe we can workshop that a little bit, man. I got some ideas.
All right, yeah, throw them at me.
Hey, so talking about the mindset and you growing up in the game, we talked about it a little bit before we hopped on, but you went to the same high school and college as Davante Adams. Was that someone that you kind of looked up to and molded your game after a little bit, or were you guys involved when you were kind of coming up in the game?
Oh, yeah, in high school, I obviously got to see him play. Just, growing up in the same area, got to see him play a lot. And, he played at a high level. So, obviously, if I could take anything from his game and, he's a call away, he'll listen to me, give me tips. So that's always something that I always had in my back pocket. Still to this day, if I see something out there that he does, or, that I think that I need help on, I can reach out to him. He'll get back to me and help me out as much as, as much as possible.
Mm-hmm. That's something I think a lot of people don't realize, is just how interconnected the football world is. And once you're in it, guys are really willing to help other guys and be a resource. And it's cool that he's kind of been that for you, given that you guys came up in the same area, going to the same high school and college and stuff. It's really cool. So when you get to the NFL, you're on the Cardinals. Obviously, they had Larry Fitzgerald and some other vet guys. Was there any guys along the path of your professional journey that have kind of helped you develop a professional process and have helped you grow? Because like I said, you're in year 8 now, and I've just seen you continue to get better and better. Were there some guys along the way that sort of helped mold you into the player and the person you are now?
Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins when I was in Arizona. Once he got there, he was a big guy that was always in my corner, always thought highly of me, and always looked out for me. So I can say him. Larry, obviously he was in the tail end of his career, but he was still throwing tips out there that you obviously want to listen to from a guy like that, Hall of Fame guy. Congrats to him as well. There's just a bunch of guys that was in and out the building. Like Mike Crabtree was there at one point. No one knows about that much in him in Arizona, but he was a guy that always he still reaches out, says hi, tells me keep going, and stick to the process. So there's a bunch of guys that I've obviously learned from throughout the years, just playing on multiple teams, being around, multiple great players. So, I try to take something from each of them.
Absolutely. I say the same thing about the rooms I was in, man. Like getting to be around Colt McCoy, getting to be around Lamar, Tua, Teddy Bridgewater, who just retired, Aaron Rodgers. Like you just take bits and pieces from every room you're in. That dude's nice off the press. Like, okay, could I do that move? Or like, how does he break at the top of his routes? I'm sure like just taking those bits of pieces, man, that's how you continue to elevate and just stay a student of the game forever.
Yeah, exactly. They all have their strong suits of the game, and if you could try and steal something from each one of them to, try to implement that in your game, that was always something that I always looked at, just being in each building.
Yeah, and that says a lot about your mindset, man. And so you ride the journey of the NFL. You were on 4 or 5 different teams in that time, and then you decide to come up to Canada. And I think we kind of had a little discussion maybe when you first came up, because I believe it was 2024, right? Was that your first year? And that was my first year back. And so I think we played in the preseason. I remember seeing you and just talking to you about it a little bit. So what was your initial impression of the CFL and the city of Regina, which is a unique place in and of itself? And then, in your opinion, how does the CFL game stack up against the NFL game? Because everyone always wants to ask about that.
Like first coming up here, I didn't know that SAS kind of had my rights or whatever. I had to learn all about that stuff, so that was the only team that I could honestly come to. Once Coach Mace got in contact with me, it was like 9 days. It was a coach that obviously you want to go out there and play for week in and week out. It was the conversations we had before I made my mind to come up here. It was, it was all business, but it was good business. And it was a guy that it was like, okay, cool, I could go play for this guy. And he makes me want to run out the tunnel and go out there and want to go play right now through the phone. So I could just imagine how it is in person, So kind of started with that. And then I just started hitting up some of the guys like you, some of the other guys that I knew that played here previously that I've known, just throughout a life. And they're all like, man, it's a fun game. I feel like, you should always end off on your own terms. And see if you still got it. I'm like, man, I know I still have it, but it's just more of, taking that transition and moving to Canada, moving to a whole new country and all, all the different things that goes along with it. And that was kind of some of the things that I had to knock out the window. But once I got here, man, it was nothing but football. It was all fun. Obviously, you have to learn the nuances of the game, like the waggle and all that stuff as a receiver. And once you got into there, you figured out it's more of a passing league with 3 downs. So, man, that once you have that, it's like, all right, you can see the ball coming your way a lot if you're making the plays. So that was always something that I wanted to get back to. Seeing the ball come my way, a good amount, and being able to make some plays for a team.
Nothing better as a receiver than seeing that ball come your way and getting the opportunity to come down with it.
Come down with the ball, man. Seeing the ball come your way and make some plays. So that was always the goal, man. And being able to get the opportunity to be blessed to be here. Just trying to take advantage of it.
Yeah, couldn't be in a better situation, man. It's awesome the way it's working out for you. When you talk about coming up from the NFL to the CFL, there's been some notable guys that have been in both leagues that have spoke to the talent in the CFL, and I'm the guy standing on the table saying, dude, if you look at CFL rosters, like you take the top players from the CFL and those bottom players from the NFL, they're interchangeable in terms of who could make a roster. And I firmly believe that so much of football is just being at the right place at the right time. And for whatever reason, guys that are in the CFL are NFL caliber players. They just maybe didn't get the right opportunity at the right time, coaching, politics, all these things that I know that you understand. So from your perspective, as someone who's been in both leagues and had success, how do you think the talent in the CFL stacks up against the talent in the NFL?
Man, I say it's a bunch of players that obviously I've been in multiple rooms in the NFL played. It's obviously you get the 1% of the 1%. You get the 1% of the 1% in the NFL. Like obviously you have guys that's the Hall of Fame talent guys. That's just physical specimens that can go out there and do exactly what they need to do and going to win 9 times out of 10. And then you're going to have guys that's, like you say, interchangeable. And there's multiple guys in this building. We have Davante Myers that was on our team last year. He's in Cincinnati killing it right now. He's an interchangeable guy. He was a guy that never had a chance to get in the NFL, but now that he got a chance, he's out there going and, making plays and showing that it's interchangeable. Like some of the guys at the bottom, like you say, that the roster cut down guys, they're interchangeable. There's a lot of guys here that I know that can play there. I still say that for myself. Like it's just, obviously getting an opportunity and like you say, being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah. And you're a perfect example, right? A guy that was in the league, for whatever reason, just didn't get the right opportunity, ends up fizzling out, come up here, have success. And I always tell guys, man, don't sleep on the CFL and the ability to establish a career for yourself. There's these other leagues, you got the UFL where you can go down, play a year, whatever, but like you ain't going to have a career playing in the UFL. You come up to the CFL and, you're in a contract year, you can go make. Kenny Lawler just signs a 3-year $1 million contract. Like that's a great living. So I always try to tell that to guys. You want to have a career and keep playing and you love this game, CFL is a great opportunity for guys. And I think you're a perfect testament to that.
Same here. Like I tell people, the couple players that I played with in college that, like was in the NFL for a little bit. And like you said, fizzled out. I tell them now, they're doing they did the XFL maybe a year here, maybe a year ago, and then now they're here. And I'm like, look, man, you can make a career here, like you said. You can make a career here. You could have, play 10 years, and make some money for you and your family. And obviously that's the goal. But obviously the goal is to continue to play the game that you love at a high level. And so it's high level sport, high level talent here.
100%, man. And looking at you this year, man, you've got 714 yards, 6 touchdowns through 8 games. And like I said, man, every year I watch you, you just continue to get better and better. You're on an all-star pace right now. And I'm telling you, man, no one is pushing you to be an all-star more than I am because I love the way you play the game. So is that improvement? Do you equate that up to, comfort of the game up north? Adding new tools to the tool belt in the offseason? Because, we talk about the process and being around veteran guys. One thing I've taken is there's always something to improve on. You can always find those things to improve on. So, just speak on your improvement year after year and where you feel like you are in your career right now.
Well, man, honestly, just get, like you said, continue to learn the new things that you have to learn coming up here with the game. And just being on the same page with your quarterback. Obviously, the more and more you play together, it's our third year going into third year together, and just getting more games on our belt. Knowing what he likes, knowing how I like to run routes. So it's obviously only going to build our chemistry on that end. And I feel like the main thing is just to continue to work, man, and just go out there, work as hard as you can, and trying to keep figuring out the little things to make the game easier.
Mm-hmm. That's the mindset you have, man. That's why I respect you. You mentioned Trevor Harris. Did an interview with him a couple weeks ago. I just love talking ball with that dude. He is a guy that is just a great dude, great ambassador for the league, and one of the best quarterbacks still in this game. So, how is you being with Trevor now in your third year? That's helped your development. And then what can you say about Trevor as a leader for your guys' football team?
Man, starting from the leader standpoint, he's a guy that's going to obviously anybody can lean on from the defense, offense, special teams. It doesn't matter who it is. He's always going to be there, willing to coach, willing to just help, willing to learn. And he's had a journey in the league. He's been in the league for so long. He's had a long journey. He knows the ins and outs of the game. So being able to learn from him for the last 3 years, just, obviously learning the new looks on defense that you don't see back at home with the extra player on the field. Little things like that. He can give you hints with here and there on where to be at certain timing for him, that what he likes as well. So that obviously is going to take our game to the next level the more and more we play together. And I still feel like we're still on an elevating level just because there's still more things that we can learn. And we learn that each week, going into each week, that there's just more things that we can do together and go out there and learn.
Yep, absolutely, man. Always something to get better on. And another aspect that I know that you guys can connect on is being a dad. Because I know he's got quite a few kids at home, and I saw you talking about last week having your 2 daughters at the game, man. Like, how is being a dad and getting your kids up to the games, getting them get to watch you play football? I can relate to that from last year. How special is that as a dad? And how has that motivated you and pushed you to go even harder?
Oh, man, obviously you want to give your kids the best life you can. Obviously, my goal is to give my kids a better life than I had. And I had a pretty good life. So beating that is already going to be something that's hard. So within there, obviously having them at the game last week was something, more special. That made the game that much more special, being able to see my girls in the stands and go out there and make some plays for them and let them see their dad be their superhero on the football field and at home.
Seeing you get in the end zone, I know that's special.
Yeah.
I got a couple rapid fire questions for you here, and then I'll let you go. I know you're still at the facility working. Again, really appreciate your time, dude. I got four rapid fires I'm gonna hit you with here. I just talked to Nick Dembski, and I asked him this question: are you superstitious? What's your pregame routine look like? He is a very superstitious guy, which I didn't even know. So, what's your pregame routine look like? Are you superstitious at all?
I would say I am. I have to literally have associates. That's pretty crazy. I have to have associates. That's something that's new. That's came on new for the last probably 5 years. That I have to have associates before the game and just sit down and listen to music. I listen to the same playlist in the same order. So that's just something that I do. I listen to the same playlist, same order, and have Celsius before I go out.
Hey, Celsius, if you're listening, let's get this guy a sponsorship. Come on, man.
Let's make it happen.
Hey, I might need to get that playlist from you too. You might have to share that. Was that Spotify?
Oh yeah, I got Apple Music for you.
Send that over, man.
I'll have to share that with you.
I'm gonna get dialed in before my next interview. You'll get me right.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Hey, what's your favorite away city to play in?
Favorite away city? CFL favorite away city. I would probably say it has to be Winnipeg, just because they're, obviously they are always going to bring the fan base out. Always going to have the crowd. Always going to, Sask Winnipeg rival is always a good one. And both teams are going to bring it, So I would have to say Winnipeg.
I don't know if you'd be surprised, but I hear the same thing from guys on both sides. Every Rider guy I talk to is like, I love playing at Winnipeg. Every Winnipeg guy's like, I love playing in Regina because it's going to be energy, man. It's going to be juice.
The energy's going to be in the air, so it's always going to be a good day.
100%. Hey, you got one route to win on. Game on the line. All right. You're saying Trevor, dial it up. What route are you running?
All right. I feel like people know this, but I might go with the out route. That's just something that I feel like me
Yeah.
and Trevor we got good connection on there. There's some things it's an out route. We got good connection. I feel like one-on-one I can set the defender up to where I can win either way.
And
So
Trevor,
that's what I like.
he throws it so early, dude. All you got to do is turn your head around. You know it's gonna be right out there.
And the
every
ball
time.
and the ball's coming. The ball's gonna be in the right spot. I'm just gotta run and go get it.
Absolutely. All right. Hey, you just won. It's a big game. Post win, what are we eating after the game? Because I know I'm always hungry after games, man. I got my post game meal lined up. What's the go to?
Post game meal. If we're in Sass, we're going to Blanco, and I'm gonna have probably 3 chicken tacos. Just with a little cheese, lettuce on there, cheese, lettuce, sour cream, and then let's just add a nice little margarita on the side.
I was gonna say we gotta go margarita. Don't do it
You
without
gotta
the
have
margarita.
You gotta have the margarita with the tacos, and that's just to finish off the good night.
You go salt on the rim, or you just go neat.
I might have a little salt on the rim, depending on the day, depending on how I feel.
I like that. Well, hey, bro, I appreciate your time. I got one more question for you, and I always ask everybody the same question. Somebody asked it to me as I got ready to retire. They said, hey, if your football tombstone could say one thing about Chris Streveler, what would you want it to say? So I want to ask you that question. You've been in the NFL, you've been in the CFL, you've experienced the highs and lows of both leagues. When you're done and you're sitting on the other side of things like I am now, what do you want your football legacy to be? What do you want your football tombstone to say?
Man, I wanted to say he's a competitor. That's all I like to do. I like to go out and compete. I don't like to lose. So, being a competitor. I'm just the biggest competitor in any game that I want to be in. Like you say, you don't talk too much, but my play, I try to show in my play that I'm a big competitor.
Yep. I think anyone that's familiar with your game sees that from you when you're on the field, man. I appreciate you. Again, I respect your journey, your mindset. It's awesome to see you balling, and I'm going to keep making that push for you to be an all-star this year, bro.
Appreciate you, brother. Let's make it happen. We're going to keep going.
Absolutely. Hey, good luck the rest of the way. We'll talk soon, man.
All right, brother. You too. Have a good one.
See ya.